Thanks, Steve. The conversation about body cameras is underway in Albany. The acting police chief tells CBS 6 his department has applied for a grant for that technology. As they wait to hear back, the chief says there's already a lot to consider. Tori Wells is live outside the Albany Police Department. Tori, how soon could we see these being used in the city?
Well, the chief told me that if the city receives that grant, we could see officers using these body cameras sometime early next year. But he said even with the money, it will take time to figure out how and where to use these cameras.
This is video from a police body camera in Austin, Texas, a tool departments across the country are considering. The city of Albany's acting police chief, Brendan Cox, says his department recently applied for a grant to buy these cameras and research their impact.
See whether or not they're building trust, building legitimacy, to see whether or not they're decreasing the amount of complaints that come in, decreasing officer injuries, decreasing use of force.
Residents we spoke with said they're glad the city's looking into this.
To build a trust between community and the police, that's a good idea always.
We have them on our phones. Why not have them on the person?
The chief told me beyond the funding, these cameras bring a lot of discussion. When do you use them? Where? He has concerns about privacy rights for victims and officers as they interact with each other or call home. And he's concerned about the impact on community policing when officers are walking the beat trying to build relationships.
Are those interactions that belong on camera? But at the same time, we know that there's trust issues. So we want to build our legitimacy.
Chief Cox says that storage will also be a consideration. How long is video saved and where? That can get costly. He says these cameras could be a helpful tool, but warns they won't be a cure-all.
It's not going to be perfect because there's always going to be things that aren't captured, or you're always going to, there's times when things are out of context. But it's one more level of protection for both parties.
Now, the chief says that the city won't know about this nationwide grant for a few more months. In the meantime, this department is looking for other grants to apply for. Coming up tonight at 6:30, the conversation the New York Civil Liberties Union is having right now as it tries to develop a policy for body cameras. We're live in Albany. Tori Wells, CBS 6 News.